Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are very pleased that so many of you came and followed our invitation to take part in this press conference and also in the ensuing world premiere of our new machine. I'd like to welcome our shareholder, Ms. Angelika Bengel and Ms. Franziska Eichel. I'd also warmly welcome all customers and all partner companies of Fette Compacting who are here and join us online. And Rainer Krugmann, who is the Global Director Sales for New Machines, and Mr. Lars Plüschau, who is the Director Global Customer Support. So, ladies and gentlemen, this year's slogan for this trade show is New Dimensions in Efficiency. You know that since 2011, Be Efficient is part of our logo of Fette Compacting. Efficiency is the main topic for our customers, not only of Fette Compacting, but also the most important topic of our customers of the LMT Group in total. Therefore, as the LMT Group, we decided to be the best contact person in terms of raising efficiency and in order to help our customers to achieve new targets in terms of new efficiency. In my speech, and also my colleagues are going to present concrete examples to you. So, first of all, I'd like to say a few words about the LMT Group. We met in 2012 at the ECHEMA in Frankfurt at this trade show, and a lot has happened in the meantime, and I'd like to talk about that in more detail. Well, first of all, since July 2013, I took over from Dr. Michael Heinrich, who went into retirement, and I'm now responsible as the responsible spokesperson of the management board of the LMT Group, in addition to my task and my function within Fette Compacting. I'd like to give you a few preliminary figures. The report has not been finished, but you can see the developments that have taken place. When it comes to the business development, in general, we should remind us that LMT Group has two divisions, LMT Tools, namely the producer of precision tools for metalwork in automotive, mechanical engineering, aerospace, and energy. And we have the Fette Compacting division that you're all well familiar with. Both divisions had very different framework conditions when it came to the business cycles. You all knew that the automotive industry had a very bad year last year. And in the LMT Tools division, we were not able to reach all the targets, but this holds true to the whole sector. When it comes to Fette Compacting, we had different framework conditions, namely a very stable worldwide business development and also huge potentials in the pharmerging markets, and we had a share of that. And Fette Compacting thus concluded this business year with a growth above the market share. What does that mean for the LM2 Group in total? Well, 2013, when it comes to volume, we will be a bit below the previous year, but what is most decisive, the performance from the operative business is above the scheduled result. Well, so much about the business development. Let me name the most important highlights from 2013. The result that we were able to increase our performance is also an interim result of our strategic approach based on three pillars: innovation, the expansion of our worldwide business, and also the value chain potentials. And the third thing is the consistent training of our staff. We invest a lot in these pillars, and we also invest into the worldwide expansion of our business in different areas. In 2013, supported by the shareholder family, we were able to invest into modernization and globalization of our business. And I'd like to pick out two highlights. Number one is a milestone in the history of the LMT Group. We opened a new production site for LMT tools in Pune, in India, in September last year, and this was an important progress that we made. We have a premises of 6,000 square meters where precision tools for the automotive and bike industry are being produced. Well, what do we expect from that? A more efficient logistics for the total Asian area. A second highlight is that this year we're going to start investing 12 million euros into the location in Schwarzenberg to build a new customer and acceptance premises, which means for Fette Compacting, which means that we will have newly equipped acceptance premises. We will carry out acceptance tests with our customers, and we will have much more different acceptance rooms and halls, so we can have more processes going on at the same time, which means that delivery times will also be improved. And that brings me to Fette Compacting. Ladies and gentlemen, new dimensions and efficiency. For us, this means that this is a basis for being so successful in the pharmerging markets. We made a lot of efforts in the past, and I'd like to give you some concrete figures. In the last 2 business years, we grew by 35% in Latin America and Eastern Europe by 50%, in the whole Asian area by 60%. And the top highlight from the Asian area is the fact that in Southeast Asia, which is controlled by Asia, we were able to triple business in the last 2 years. The key factor and key role in this respect is our second production site in Nanjing. This location celebrates its 10th anniversary, and in 2014 we will have the 300th machine, which will be supplied from this location, and thus the sales of machines from this location will be increased by 90%. And what is most important, we have 100 client trials in the competence center in Nanjing. And that brings me to the next highlight. The global challenge for global pharmaceutical industry in total is efficiency. So that's the reason why we came up with be efficient as part of our logo. And to raise efficiency takes place at different levels and in different projects. One very decisive project that we've discussed for a number of years already, and that we've worked on for a number of years, we see the results right now that the implementations are taking place within the pharmaceutical industry. The challenge, namely, is to raise efficiency by providing the same quality standards at all locations. And as you know, bigger and bigger production lines and product batches are relocated to new locations. For our customers, that might mean, for example, that at location A, for example, older machines are to be replaced by new technologies. For location 2, that might mean that operators need to be trained and that they need to have the same skills as in the locations C, D, and E. It might also mean that at location F, for example, the plant needs to be closed, and the challenge will be to retrofit or to reuse the existing equipment at a different location. We think that the perfect partner in this context is a partner which has the latest up-to-date technologies, but who also offers the whole portfolio which is required to fulfill these tasks, and also to make them available at all locations worldwide, complying with the same standards. At Fette Compacting, we did a lot in order to push the group into exactly that direction. Today, as an interim result, we can tell you that we have 5 competence centers worldwide, Germany and the USA in the established market, and 3 of these competence centers are in the pharmerging markets in Southern America, in China and India. We have more than 500 highly specialized operating staff working worldwide who are specialized on tableting and who work in close cooperation with the competence centers and who support people worldwide, meaning that the Americans, for example, also help out in India and the Chinese staff also help out in other locations. So we have this global networking. So this is what we've achieved so far. I think what is most important for you is what's going to happen in the future. And my colleagues are going to give you some more concrete reports about that. Two highlights are the following. The first is not unveiled yet, namely our new innovation, the FE75. And of the many highlights that we are going to mention later on during the world premiere, I can tell you that it's the most efficient tableting press worldwide with an output of 1.6 million tablets on a footprint of just 2 square meters. So it is the most efficient solution for large batches with the highest performance class. And the second highlight is something that my colleague Mr. Plüscher is going to talk about. We have an innovative service product which we present here, which was worked out in cooperation with Excellence United. And at the push of a button, you have a contact person that you can ask for support worldwide, and my colleague is going to turn to that in more detail. So these are two solutions that Fette Compacting and Excellence United offer, how we intend to support the pharmaceutical industry in meeting the challenges of the future. Another highlight is something that my colleague Mr. Krugman is going to talk about. This is about the second huge challenge, namely the consolidation pressure in global pharmaceutical industries. Thank you very much. I think in the last few days we've all read the same articles in the newspapers, be it Merck, Bayer, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Teva, GlaxoSmithKline, Novartis. So it's quite obvious that with these mergers and corporations and also production location close downs, the consolidation pressure has increased in the industry. And this consolidation process is practically just another stage in that competition of the pharmaceutical industry to fight the cost squeeze to still remain profitable. The globalization strategies of our customers go into the same direction, and we can tell you that most of the customers manage their value chains worldwide. Well, but what does that mean for us, and what does that mean in general? Instead of having locations optimizing themselves automatically, we have central standards for quality, for machine standards and production processes. So instead of having all the locations optimizing themselves, this is done centrally and also rolled out at the international level. And this is exactly the point where our customers have huge saving potentials. Production costs is a topic here, and also flexibility when it comes to worldwide production in a network. And one point where we act and offer some added value. We are the only producer, and Mr. Miller has mentioned that already. We are here with a network of competence centers in 5 different regions. And we can bank and rely on 10 service and sales companies, 5 competence centers, and thus offer our whole service portfolio worldwide. Last month, we opened a new location in Mexico, and the month before, in cooperation with our Excellence United partners and led by GLAD, we had a new hub which was opened up in Turkey. Based on this network, we are now able to help our customers if they want to standardize and harmonize their specifications, their training schemes, and also if they want to exchange their best practices experiences worldwide. And we help them in rolling them out worldwide. And if you have a look at the machines that have been installed, for many we have installed even 100 machines. And for many, this of course means a raise in productivity. If you want to produce efficiently today, especially in established markets, you have to ponder new investments. In Europe and in the USA, we have old machine parks, and the fact that new machines and innovations lead to leaps in production is something that we want to show you with the FE series. We've sold 50 machines so far, and the customers, where are the customers, in which regions? That's interesting. There's a long list of big pharmaceutical companies that you might expect, but we also have Sanotect and Fisherman's Friends or Lofthouse, which is the company. So that's actually producers of sweets who are really under a huge cost pressure. And also when it comes to generics production for emerging markets, they also have to face a huge cost pressure. And a producer in India already bought 5 machines. So our customers have well understood what is in charge and what controls and decisive for their productivity increase. It's all about the efficiency of the tablet press. And with the FE series, we set a new benchmark. With the FE 75, we will also be able to even excel the set benchmarks. The FE series is certainly also very successful in the pharmerging market, of course. But the basis for the success there is basically due to the P series. You all know the figures. The pharmerging markets have grown in the double-digit range in the past, and they are going to do so in the future. 11 to 14% is what has been forecast so far. So we can say, yes, we grew more quickly than these pharmerging markets. And a huge proportion of the fact that in 2013 we are again ahead of the market when it comes to the growth. This is again due to the growth in the pharmerging market, which is again due to the P series. We have managed in the meantime to also push out competitors in these markets. We are able to replace 3 to 4 machines of the local producers, and this of course leads to productivity gains and also to the possibility to use these sites for more capacity. Our customers do not only decide for us due to the high productivity, but we also offer the security to always comply with international standards. You are all well aware of this fact and these topics. The FAD warning letters have increased significantly, and also certifications have been withdrawn in the past. So yes, sensitivity is really significantly higher in this sector. So by way of conclusion, we are positioning ourselves as partners of the pharmaceutical company. We help customers worldwide to raise efficiency, and the customer support plays a significant role in this respect, and my colleague Lars Plücher is going to tell you more about that. Well, F, we've already heard. At Fette Compacting, it's not only about the best technology, and it's not only about the most efficient machines for the pharmaceutical industry, but it's also with an installed base of more than 5,000 machines worldwide. The service offer is of vital importance. The huge growth in the pharmerging markets leads to new challenges in the production, both in the pharmerging markets themselves, but also in the established markets. On the one hand, this is about optimizing processes without risking a new validation, and on the other hand, the operational excellence, which has become comparable due to business figures and so on, and now it's possible to compare locations, and this is becoming more and more important. It's becoming more and more difficult for staff to be sent out to carry out training schemes. And in the pharmerging markets, there's also a high fluctuation when it comes to the operating staff, which is a typical result of fast-growing markets. So this requires a comprehensive life cycle management, and this is a huge challenge also for the producers of these machines, namely to support customers in this life cycle management. As we've heard already, it's not only about efficient technology, but to enable an efficient production, you need the right processes and the right user know-how. We have three cornerstones, strategic cornerstones that we set up. The first thing is our network. That means the backbone of our growth ambitions in the two-digit range in the next years is based on our competence centers. We have 5 competence centers worldwide where our customers get our whole service, consulting and training offer. They can carry out tests under production circumstances and they can train their staff there. That means that we can really support our customers globally and also make sure that at an international scale we have the same know-how at the different locations. The second cornerstone is digitalization of our service offer. And let me mention the new service portal that Mr. Müller also referred to. This new service portal is a remote maintenance tool which allows operating staff at the machines to just talk to our experts in our locations at the touch of a button, and to get support during the production process. So that means that we support our customers in global standardization. We have more products in the service portal. For example, they are able to place orders directly from the machine and also have the reports available online. So this enables them to access a professional life cycle management. The last strategic cornerstone that I'd like to mention is the knowledge-intensive services. That means due to the modular setup of our training program, we are able to offer our customer know-how intensified trainings. And with our OEE consulting, we are able to transfer our know-how to the users. We have a lot of consultancy programs also taking place at 5 of the 10 major pharmaceutical producers. So we are able to make proper assessment and also have tool management and spare parts management and know-how management. And we support them in this respect. So to give you an example, a customer of ours was forced due to the market pressure to increase production in the short run without investing. During an OEE project, our experts were able, together in cooperation, of course, with the customers, by changing some things around the machine to double the output. So that is a service that actually really pays off. The current development of the pharmaceutical industry is the basis for our growth ambitions, and therefore in the future we will also invest into the infrastructure and the know-how worldwide. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, so that's what we wanted to tell you. We'd also like to answer your questions. I'd also like to thank all our spectators here who joined us online. And yes, you will be with us later on when we unveil the FE75.